And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at a game called Point Salad. Now it's called Point Salad for a couple reasons. One, the game's about salad. You're collecting different things. But in gaming, there's a terminology that we use often. I've done it before, where I've called a game Point Salad, which means you can get points for doing this, you get points, you do this, you get points, you do this, get some points. Sometimes it's said negatively about a game, but more often than not, it's just a descriptor that, hey, you can get points various ways. This game takes that and embraces it. You're going to collect vegetables over the course of this game, and you will score points for various ways. Maybe get points for having a lot of tomatoes, maybe for having combinations of onions and carrots, maybe get points for not having any peppers. Whatever it might be, that's what you do in this game. It's really simple. It's a drafting game. Let me show you. There are 108 cards in this game. There are 6 different vegetables, and each of these vegetables will have a side that shows a vegetable and a side that shows scoring. The scoring is pretty simple. Like, for example, at the end of the game, every tomato, onion, and lettuce that I have is worth 8 points here. This for a pair of cabbage and onions, 5 points. This card here says for every lettuce I get 3 points, but I lose a point for every onion and for every pepper. This one here says if I have the most onions, I'll get 10 points at the end of the game. So, on a player's turn, you will draft cards. You can take one of these point cards and put it in front of you. So maybe I want the most onions is 10 points. Or you can take 2 vegetable cards. So maybe in the next turn, if these are still here, I'll take these 2. Whenever you take vegetable cards, the point cards will flip over and go down below them. You're also allowed to, whenever you want, to take one of the point cards that you've taken and turn it into a vegetable. You cannot do the reverse. You can even do that right when you take the card. When a pile completely runs out for whatever reason, you'll take the biggest pile left over and split it in half. And you're going to keep going till everything is taken, and then you'll score points. So maybe this is what I have at the end of the game. So I'll look here, and lettuce is going to be worth 2, 4, so 6 points per lettuce, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 30 points right there for lettuce. Also, every 3 lettuce gives me 8 points. So that's 8 more points. I have 5 lettuce in total. Tomatoes, minus 2 here, so I lose 4 points for that. Onions, 1 point per onion, so I get 2 points for that. Cabbage, get 1 point here, minus 2 points here. So I get minus 1 point for that. And then carrots aren't listed anywhere here. So I've gone through all these. This card here says I get 8 points for every cabbage, carrot, and tomato, and I have 1 set of those, so that's another 8 points. This one says I get 5 points for each missing vegetable type. I don't have any peppers, so I get 5 points for that. Then I add those points together, and that's my score. Highest score wins the game. The game comes in a box, but has really a ton of room for all the cards that are in the box because there is a lot of cards, but they're going to fit really easily into that box. The cards are good quality. They're nice linen finish on them. Really easy to tell them apart by color, symbol, and name. On the other side, it's just really easy to see how the scoring works. No problems understanding any of this. There doesn't need to be an FAQ. And it also shows you in the corner what the vegetable is on the other side. So overall, very good components. I mean, it really is just cards and a rule book. So there you have it. That is Point Salad. So Point Salad, like I said, really simple game here. I mean, the turns are really fast. Grab 2 vegetables or grab a point card. And you have to sit there and, you're determining, obviously, I want to grab stuff that's going to help me. Sometimes I'm going to take stuff and do what we call hate drafting, where I know it's going to help you. Like if I see you have a card, like you saw in that scoring example, I got 6 points per lettuce. If you're the person before me, you're probably going to take lettuce cards. Or you might see a card that's going to give me 4 points for lettuce, and I have 6 lettuce in front of me. So you don't even want that card, but you'll take one of the vegetables that are below it just to make it flip over and become a vegetable. Now, you can't get really mad about this stuff because it's going to happen more, more often than not, but there's always things that will come up. I've seen someone play where they got a whole pile of one vegetable. That was it, and they scored a lot of points that way and actually won that game. Yes, I remember. I've seen games, though, where you get points for scoring a lot of different ways, and every game's going to be different because the scoring cards are going to come up in various ways. Is there luck in the game? For certain. Sometimes the card will flip over and you'll be like, what? You just flipped over 2 scoring cards. These both give me points for onions. I have a lot of onions. Thank you very much. Sometimes that happens, but the game is so fast and so simple it doesn't matter. This is a classic card game in the making. A lot of companies say that's a classic game, but this design here, a lot of people are going to be comparing it to things like Sushi Go and other drafting games. But I think it stands on its own, and one of the things I like about it is that you are collecting the objects and collecting the scoring cards, and they're kind of one and the same, and even though it's simple and easy, every game's going to feel different. It's 2 to 6 players. At the most, it's going to take 30 minutes. Highly doubtful. You're going to play through very quickly in this game. 6 players is fine, although you get fewer points at the end of the game. So the fewer players you play with, the more you feel like, oh, look how many points I got. You might also sit there and go, how do I add up stuff at the end of the game? But it is not complex at all. And it's also a good way to teach your kids addition if you want to do that with them. I like the look. It's very simple and Spartan, but it works. I like how it plays. It's very enjoyable. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent.